Thousands of years ago in the vast Pacific Ocean, there was said to be a continent larger than any we know today. Its name was Mu. The legend of Mu first appeared in the 19th century. British Colonel James Churchward claimed to have deciphered ancient tablets in India. These writings told of a lost continent, the cradle of civilization itself. Imagine a vast continent basking in the tropical sun of the Pacific Ocean. A land of breathtaking beauty, where gleaming golden cities rose amidst lush, emerald-green landscapes. This was Mu, the legendary lost empire. This breathtaking vision of a long-vanished world was brought to modern consciousness by one man, James Churchward, a British officer, inventor, and occult writer. In the late 19th century, Churchward claimed to have befriended a high-ranking temple priest in India who taught him to read a forgotten ancient language. The priest revealed a hidden library of sacred clay tablets written by a holy brotherhood known as the Nakals. According to Churchward's translations of these mysterious tablets, Mu was no primitive land, but a sprawling, highly advanced empire that flourished over 50,000 years ago. It was home to a staggering 64 million people, a diverse population organized into 10 tribes, all living in harmony. The Muvites, as he called them, were masters of architecture and engineering, erecting magnificent temples and palaces without the aid of modern machinery. Their society was a paradise, free from strife and built on principles of peace and spiritual enlightenment. They worshipped a single universal deity represented by the sun, which they called Ra. At the apex of this harmonious civilization was a priest-king, an emperor known as the Ra-Mu, who served as both the head of state and the earthly representative of the divine. But Churchward's most startling claim was that Mu was the cradle of all human civilization, the true motherland of man. He believed that the great ancient cultures we revere today were not independent developments, but colonies or offshoots of the Muvian Empire. He proposed that emissaries from Mu, the Nakal priests, traveled across the globe in mighty ships, sharing their profound knowledge of science, religion, and government with the less developed peoples of the world. The proof, he argued, was written in stone and symbol across the ancient world. The Great Pyramids of Egypt, the step temples of the Maya, the sacred architecture of ancient India and Asia, all were but echoes of Mu's magnificent structures. He pointed to shared symbols found across these disparate cultures, the sacred lotus, the sun disk, the swastika, and the serpent, as the indelible fingerprints of this single, forgotten mother culture. For Churchward, these were not coincidences, but a clear lineage tracing all of humanity's greatest achievements back to a glorious, sun-drenched paradise now lost beneath the waves. But while the legend of Mu captures the imagination, the world of science tells a different, more grounded story. When we turn from ancient myths to modern measurement, the grand narrative of a lost paradise begins to unravel. The fundamental problem for Mu lies in the very ground beneath the ocean. Modern geology is built upon the theory of plate tectonics, our understanding of the Earth as a dynamic system of shifting crustal plates. Over millions of years, continents drift, collide, and are built up. They don't simply sink beneath the waves in the blink of a geological eye. For a continent-sized landmass to founder, it would defy the known laws of physics and geology. Furthermore, continental crust is fundamentally different from the crust that forms the ocean floor. It's thicker, less dense, and composed of granitic rocks. Oceanic crust is thin, dense, and basaltic. If a landmass the size of Mu had truly sunk, it would leave an enormous, unmistakable anomaly. A vast plateau of out-of-place continental rock resting on the Pacific's basaltic floor. It would be the single most prominent feature on the planet. For decades, scientists have meticulously mapped this hidden world. Using advanced multi-beam sonar from research vessels and sophisticated satellite altimetry that measures the sea surface height to infer the topography below, they have painted a stunningly complete picture of the Pacific floor. This relentless scanning has revealed a landscape of incredible complexity. Volcanic seamounts, deep abyssal plains, and the sprawling mid-ocean ridge system where new crust is born. But of a sunken continent, there is not a single trace. Geologists argue there is no evidence of a sunken continent in the Pacific. The ocean floor shows no signs of landmasses large enough to match the legend. From a purely geological standpoint, the case is closed. So if the evidence isn't in the Earth, where did this captivating story come from? The trail leads not to an ancient civilization but to a 19th century antiquarian named Augustus Le Plongeon. While studying Mayan ruins, Le Plongeon claimed to have translated a section of a Mayan manuscript, which he believed told the story of a sunken land called Mu. However, his work was based on a complete misunderstanding of Mayan hieroglyphs. Modern epigraphers have since correctly deciphered these texts. They speak of astronomy, rituals, and dynasties, but contain no mention of Mu or any lost continents. The myth was then supercharged by James Churchward, a British occult writer in the early 20th century. He published a series of popular books claiming he had discovered a set of ancient clay tablets in India, written by a secret brotherhood. These tablets, he alleged, told the complete history of Mu, a utopian motherland of all humanity. The problem? No other scholar, historian, or archaeologist has ever seen these tablets. There is no independent proof they ever existed. Churchward's detailed accounts of Mu's society and its destruction are now widely considered to be a complete fabrication, a work of 20th century fiction masquerading as ancient history. For mainstream archaeologists, linguists, and historians, the conclusion is unavoidable. The civilizations that Churchward claimed were colonies of Mu, from ancient Egypt to the Maya to the builders of Easter Island, all have well-documented, independent origins and unique cultural trajectories. There is no trace of a single global mother culture in the archaeological record. When all the threads are pulled, the grand tapestry of Mu unravels. For many scholars, Mu is nothing more than a myth. Yet, myths from Polynesia, Central America, and even Hindu scriptures seem to whisper the same tale. Was Mu a literal land or a symbolic spiritual center of humanity? For some, Mu represents humanity's forgotten golden age. The story of Mu, once confined to the esoteric writings of James Churchward, has broken free into the modern world. Today it thrives not just in books but in popular culture, films, and video games. It has become a powerful symbol, a name whispered among truth-seekers and adventurers. The quest for Mu is no longer just a literary pursuit. For a dedicated few, it has become a tangible, modern-day expedition into the unknown, a hunt for a ghost continent in the largest, deepest expanse on our planet, the Pacific Ocean. This modern quest is fueled by advanced technology. Research vessels deploy multi-beam sonar to map the ocean floor, searching for anomalies that defy geological explanation. Satellites scan the Pacific from orbit looking for gravitational signatures of a sunken landmass. Yet for every hopeful ping, there is a wall of scientific skepticism. Mainstream geology is unequivocal. The theory of plate tectonics makes a large, sunken continent in the Pacific a virtual impossibility. The oceanic crust is too thin and dense. Archaeologists, too, point to a glaring absence of evidence. Despite the rich cultures across the Pacific, there is no unifying artifact or linguistic root that points back to a single motherland. The accepted story is one of incredible seafaring, not of refugees from a sinking continent. But proponents are not deterred. They point to tantalizing clues like the enigmatic Yonaguni Monument off the coast of Japan. Are its massive terraced platforms and sharp angles merely natural geological processes, or are they the weathered ruins of a man-made structure, a silent testament to a forgotten civilization? The debate rages on, pitting geologists against believers in a standoff between hard data and profound possibility. For those who believe, these are not just rocks, they are the first tangible breadcrumbs on a trail leading back to Mu. Beyond scientific debate, Mu has found an enduring home in the human spirit. It's been embraced by New Age movements as a symbol of a lost golden age, a time when humanity lived in harmony with nature and possessed advanced spiritual knowledge. Psychics and channelers claim to communicate with the ascended masters of Mu, receiving wisdom about healing crystals and cosmic energies. In this context, Mu is not just a physical place, it is a state of consciousness, a spiritual destination. It represents a utopian ideal, a paradise lost not just to the sea, but to our own modern disconnection from the sacred. This spiritual interpretation ensures Mu will continue to exist in the hearts of many, regardless of what is ever found beneath the waves. Ultimately, the story of Mu forces us to confront the boundaries between history and mythology, evidence and belief. It is a grand narrative that echoes other tales of sunken worlds, from Plato's Atlantis to the lost land of Lemuria. Is this a coincidence? Or does the persistence of these myths across cultures point to a shared, ancient memory of a great cataclysm? Perhaps these stories are not literal histories but allegorical warnings, cautionary tales about the fragility of civilization, the hubris of power, and the cyclical nature of creation and destruction. They serve as a mirror reflecting our deepest anxieties and our profound yearning for a past that was simpler and more enlightened. So, did a sun-drenched continent named Mu, home to a wise civilization, truly vanish beneath the Pacific? Or is Mu a dream woven from the threads of human hope and fear, a mythic landscape of the soul? The ocean keeps its secrets well. The truth, whether geological or metaphorical, remains hidden in the crushing depths, waiting in the vast, silent darkness. The quest continues, and the final answer may lie not in the depths of the sea, but in the depths of ourselves. What do you believe?